Hey YouTube. So I know that those of you who are my Facebook friend, I know I've probably kept you guys in suspense for the past week. I really am sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that I had, I guess, like all the facts and everything put together before I made a video about everything. So those of you who aren't my Facebook friends, you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? But if you see the title of the video, you'll see that these are the results and everything after my 3-hour glucose tolerance test. So if you watched my last video for 27 weeks, you'll see that I failed my 1-hour glucose test. And last Tuesday, I had to go in and do the 3-hour glucose tolerance test. I went into my midwife's office at about 7:50 in the morning. They did a fasting blood draw, and then I had to drink the drink, which was 100 milligrams of the orange glucose, which the first 1-hour test is just 50. And then after that, you have 3 subsequent blood draws at an hour after you finish the drink. So you would have 1 hour after you finish the drink, and then an hour after that blood draw, and then an hour after that blood draw, and then an hour after that blood draw. So 4 in total. So the following day, on Wednesday, I got a phone call from my midwife's office. Actually, no, it wasn't the following day. It was 2 days after that. So it was on Thursday. I got a phone call from my midwife's office, and it was actually from my favorite midwife. And she informed me that I had failed my 3-hour glucose test. She informed me that not only did I fail my 3-hour test, I failed it so bad they had to consult with an outside physician, and the outside physician felt that my numbers were so high that I might need to be put on insulin. So that really took me aback. And for those of you who follow me on Facebook or are friends with me on Facebook, or those of you who know me personally, know that I'm not a big sweet eater. We eat a very healthy, a very healthy diet around my house. Like I said, we only eat organic, and my wife doesn't like sweets, so we don't have a lot of sweets here at the house. I mean, there was nothing that would have ever prepared me for the fact that I would have failed both of my glucose tolerance tests. So during that conversation, my midwife then explains to me that they're going to be sending over my records to my doctors, to a doctor at the University of Washington here, and I'm going to have to go to the diabetes clinic, and they're going to have to monitor me. And all this time, I'm really I'm listening and I'm taking it in, but things haven't really lined up and clicked in my head yet. And then she says they're going to be following your care very closely. They're going to be keeping an eye on the baby. And I said, do you mean to tell me that I'm risked out of my home birth? So let me pause right there and explain for those of you who are less crunchy or don't really know about how home birth works. But sorry. For a home birth, there are certain things that kind of risk you out of it. So in some states, if you've already had a cesarean, you can't have a home birth. If you have preeclampsia, you can't have a home birth. If you have a baby that's really, really big, depending on who your midwife is, you probably can't have a home birth. What are some other things that could risk you out? Things earlier in the pregnancy, like bleeding, if you're high risk, because midwives approach birth as something that's a natural process, and so they treat every woman like there's nothing wrong with her, whereas OBGYNs kind of don't have that same philosophy. So, and another thing can be gestational diabetes with a higher, I guess, a higher management, if you can't manage your blood glucose levels, or if you have to be put on insulin. So because my numbers were so high, it automatically risked me out of having a home birth. I know. It's taking me a week to make this video simply because saying that sentence alone in the past week has brought me into like physical tears and hyperventilation and all kinds of other stuff. Those of you who have watched my journey from the beginning know that there was never any question. I was always going to have my baby at home. I was attempting a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean, or it's called an HBAC, which is a home birth after cesarean. And you know, I never had any plans on going to the hospital. I dumped my OBGYN at the beginning of the pregnancy because, you know, I only wanted to make sure that everything was healthy with my baby, and I wanted no parts with doctors whatsoever. So the fact that I'm losing my home birth, I cannot even put it into words. So I'm not even gonna dwell on it because right now it will make me cry. So anyway, fast forward to Friday, I get a call from UW, which is the University of Washington. It's a teaching hospital, and that's where they have the diabetes clinic. They tell me that I need to come in to meet with the dietitian and to get my meter. So my life now consists of, once I met with the dietitian, 6 times a day. Yes, 6. This is what I have to carry with me everywhere. This is my meter. It's just a basic meter if anyone's, you know, never saw one. But this is the meter. These are the test strips, and this is where the lancet. So I just poke myself in my hand and my fingers 6 times a day. The first couple times that I did it, I would have to poke numerous fingers because I was either not doing it right or my fingers were rehealing. But now it's less of an issue since I've done it over the weekend. I am now on a very strict diabetic diet, which means that I can have very little to no carbs, because apparently carbs is where what spikes your blood sugar. So it's not really the sugars and everything. Of course, sugars do as well, but the carbs are what are like the hidden thing to make your blood sugar go up. So of course, no sweets whatsoever. So no Kool-Aid, no tea, no fruit juice. I can't have fruit juice at all until my pregnancy is over. I can't have any potatoes with breakfast, so no hash browns. And we eat the organic kind, so it's not even like kinds that it's like soaked in grease. And then I have a certain amount of protein I have to eat with every meal, a certain amount of fat, and I have a limit of carbs that I can eat a day. So take for example, I can eat 15 carbs with a snack. So I have to eat 3 meals a day, and I have to have 3 snacks. So, or is it 2 snacks? 3 snacks, yeah. Because I have a snack after breakfast, a snack after lunch, and a snack after dinner. So I can only have 15 grams of carbs with snack, which is like a few crackers. Or, I mean, if you look at the carb ratings on a lot of food, you'll be surprised how many carbs are in food. So, like hardly no carbs I can eat. So this morning, so I've been tracking my sugars over the weekend. This morning I had my first appointment with the new doctor that I'm going to be seeing. I doubt this doctor is going to deliver me because I'm at a teaching hospital. It's probably whoever the hell is on call. But I had an appointment with him this morning, and apparently because 2 of my blood sugars were above 140, which is the range that they need to be after I eat, he's putting me on a medication called metformin. Those of us who were in the fertility world have heard of that because it helps those of us who have PCOS. And it's supposed to help make my insulin receptors more prone to, like, he explained it basically like there's a hallway and there's a door, and the insulin is what unlocks the door. And it's basically like somebody put gum in all the keyholes of the doors, like, in the doors are your cells. So you need the metformin to, like, it's like the gum remover so that the insulin can get into the cells and do what it needs to do. So yeah, that's something that I'm gonna get started on. The university actually has a study that they want to do, and Krista and I decided that we're gonna do it. So I'll be starting on the metformin or what other medication that the research study has, then I'll be getting started on that sometime this week. So, yeah, that is what's going on now. So, I officially have gestational diabetes. Um, I'm still very ambivalent about my diagnosis. Um, I don't know. I'm ambivalent. I'm in disbelief. I think I'm more in disbelief about the fact that I'm not having a home birth anymore. And with that means that a lot of stuff is going to get thrown out of the window that I wanted for my birth. And so now it's about picking up the pieces and trying to figure out where the hell do I go from here, because I really don't know right now. Like, I'm still in a daze, and I don't know. It's insane. It really is. So that's it, and I'll be updating you guys. I now have to go to the doctor once a week, and there's more about that in my 28-week update. But I have to go once a week and have to get my blood sugars checked, and the baby has to have more scans now. I have to do non-stress tests every 2 weeks, and the baby has to get measured for growth. So a lot of new things going on that I was not expecting. So if any of you guys have had any experience with gestational diabetes, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below, and I'll try my best to answer them or take in whatever suggestions that you guys might have. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will check in with you guys in a couple days. All right, bye.